Hello, I'm Constantin. So I work at Dall-e as a data scientist. Dall-e is a lingerie and bra company, thus the picture. I'm not just a weirdo putting some. And the reason I'm speaking today is because we've been working on with generative AI to generate some content, so just as it was mentioned from the previous presentations. So just quickly, I'll go through 3 steps. First, what you can do, then what we tried, and then what we will do. So very academic. So what you can do with generative AI. So you're all almost familiar with it. So we're talking about generation of images. So you just have to see it as a tool that allows you to translate a thought into an image, which is quite useful for marketers. So we sat down with our team and we're wondering how we can stand out from the competition at a low cost. And that's where generative AI comes into play. So we sat down and started to mess around with some AI generation tools. And just to give you a few examples, so you can first generate from text, so straightforward. You have a prompt, so here a woman wearing a butterfly bra and a butterfly headband, because we have a product that is a butterfly bra. And it gives you this, which is cool, but it is not our product and we can't really use it, but this was the first exploration. Then you can create variations of an image. So here the image is an actual product that we sell, and you input this image, plus you had a prompt. So for example, a woman wearing a bra with the city skyline, and you get this. So you have the woman wearing the bra with the city skyline. But notice how the product is similar, but not exactly the same to our product. So we cannot afford to misrepresent our product, so this doesn't do the trick neither. And then you can also modify an image. So you put this image as an input. This is a real image of one of our products, so the famous butterfly bra. And you select a zone and ask, maybe with a prompt, add some butterflies there. And there you get your little butterflies. That's cool. So we saw that there was some potential. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of the main tools that are available. Some of them were mentioned. So you have Dall-e from OpenAI. It's easy to start with. You have Midjourney that is very powerful, that was mentioned before. And you have Stable Diffusion, which is open source. So what I want you to remember here is that they all have pros and cons. They all have different billing systems, and they're all complementary. So when you want to have a good image, a good rendering, you need to use several of those in several iterations. So we saw the tools, we knew that it has some potential, but there's a lot you can do, and it was a bit overwhelming because we didn't have much experience. And when you look online on the social media, you see those beautifully AI-generated images from AI artists, and it doesn't look at all like what we tried. So we decided to start with some freelancers, because it's a quick start, it's affordable, and they already have experience. Just to give you an idea, this is the price range for AI artists on Upwork for 1 hour of work. And what's interesting here is that you don't have any university that teaches you how to use generative AI. So they all have very different backgrounds, and that's also the reason why I am working as a data scientist on this topic. And we tried out a dozen different freelancers until we found the one that we wanted to work with that was a fit with us. And she's French, she's called Jen Mathieu. She's actually more expensive than that, but she was worth it because she was experienced, she had a really good understanding of our brand, and not only she delivers content, but she gave us insights, advices, ideas, and that truly helped us to drive the project forward. So we decided to start simple with flat lays. So flat lays are images of the product displayed on a flat surface, thus the name flat lay. So those are real images, real assets, real products that we gave her, and she used it to generate this, which is a flat lay. So everything is AI generated, the interaction of the fabric, the props, the flowers, everything. It cost us, because it took time to generate, $450. As a comparison, this is another, a real flat lay that we shot. It's about the same price, $500. And we ran both of these ads on Meta at the same time. And what's interesting here is that the AI ad received 75% of the ad spend of the real ad. And that got us excited. And you're gonna ask, how is it excited? Because the real one looks better, it's about the same price, and the AI ad is not as effective as the real one. So just the reason I'm using ad spend as a metric here is because the way it works on Meta, most of you will know, is that you have a budget cap for the day, and the algorithm splits the budget amongst the ads, depending on how likely an ad is to generate a sale or conversion. So the fact that it got 75% of the spend means that it's, in a simple way, 75% as effective as the real ad. But we got excited because this was our first attempt, and we know we still have room for improvements, for enhancing the rendering, for reducing the cost. And the fact that at our very first attempt, we got 75% as effective as a process that we've been optimizing for years, we knew there was like big potential here. Then this is another actual product we sell. So something interesting with the engines is that if you take this prompt, so a bra as an ecom flat lay resting on a picnic tablecloth with roses on it, you get this from a generic engine, which is exactly what you asked for. But this is not our product, because the engine is trained on hundreds and hundreds of images of bras and has a generic idea of what a bra is. But we want to have our bra in the image generation. So we used custom engines, and we got this, which is fully AI generated just with the same prompt. And this is almost exactly our product. So the way it works is that first you have some real assets, so those are real images, that we feed into the engine to complete the training, and then the engine has a good idea of what your product looks like and is able to generate it. And so this is another product we train a custom engine on, and sometimes the prompt is pre-filled with some generic prompt, I don't know why, and this time it was something like a man with a mustache drawn as a sketch. And so I hit generate, and I got this, which I think looks pretty cool. So I was excited, so I sent it to a colleague, and he simply replied, "Why do you generate images of yourself wearing a corset?" So I just want to make it clear, I don't generate images of myself wearing a corset as a hobby. I do it professionally. But what is interesting here is that the style is drawn, but still it managed to get the product right. This is exactly almost the same product, but it has in a different style, which improves the possibilities you can get. So then we knew how to do custom engines, we knew how to do flat lays, we knew the potential, and we decided to be a bit more ambitious. So we decided to do editorials. So we started working with our freelancer on generating editorials. It was in October, so for Halloween, and we asked her to generate a batch, and this is what she came up with, which I think looks stunning. And what is even more interesting is that this costed $180, while a real editorial cost us $2,500. And it just took maybe a couple hours. And the fact that a real editorial is so much more expensive is because you need the studio, you need the lighting, you need the material, the prompt, the people, and it takes time as well. And so we picked the one in the middle, but still she used Midjourney this time, which we cannot do anymore because of the censorship, so that's a big deal for us because we sell lingerie, but depends on each brand. And here, the bra is not our product, it's a generic bra. So we simply asked our retouchers in-house with Photoshop to add our beautiful cat bra, and that works. And we ran it as an ad, and it got the 4th highest ad spend for the end of October, and the best click-through rate among all October ads. And what's interesting here is that you got the best CTR because this is eye-catching. This grabs your attention. You're on your feed on Instagram and you see this, and it tells a story. It's mysterious, and you want to learn more, so you click, and then some people buy it, which is what we want in the end. So we had this beautiful editorial that took time to make. Then we generated this one. So we had a Ice and Fire collection, so we got an inspiration from the House of Dragon show and came up with, we did this one in-house. It took about 30 minutes, and it doesn't look as good as the first one. So the skin is too slick, it's not very realistic, it looks like a collage, the lighting, everything. And the thing is, when we had this first Halloween one, when we put it on Meta, the comments were super positive. There were over 200 comments, and not a single one was mentioning it was AI generated, because people thought it was an actual picture. So we had this one that looks way more AI-ish, and we decided to run it with a copy that was implying it was made by AI to see how people would react to it. And things went south. So uncanny valley and horrible AI. I hate lazy adverts. I'm not lazy, by the way. I lost weight and need some new bras. I was seriously considering Adore Me because of your models. This ad gives me the ick. And there were tens and tens of more negative comments like that. And that made us, the ad was generating some sales, but we had to stop it because we didn't want to disappoint our customers, because we spent years building a relationship with those customers, and this is something we cherish. And something we understood is that they hate seeing such an intimate product as a bra or lingerie on a fake AI body, which is important. Because on one hand, we want to keep using this amazing tool that allows so much, but on the other hand, we want to keep that healthy relationship and don't want to deceive our customers. So based on this, this is our roadmap for the future. So what we've learned so far is generation of flat lays, how to train custom models, make beautiful editorials, that AI ads do work, and that customers don't like seeing lingerie on AI models. And this is, once again, very academic in 3 parts, our roadmap. So first, we want to increase the pool of freelancers to have more content more quickly. Then do more in-house ourselves. We want to train our teams, because in addition to what you see here with marketing content, it can be really useful to any other field. It can apply to so much more. And by doing more in-house, we'll obviously reduce the cost and have more control on what we do. And finally, continuous test and learn. And so I told you we want to still keep using that tool, but without making people mad. So the way what we're trying right now is composite images where the background is AI and the model is real, have some unrealistic editorial, a bit like the corset image with the mustache, where it's in a definite style, art style or anime, and maybe that way people will not ick in front of the ad. If that works in English, I'm not sure. And also something that was mentioned right before, one of the biggest challenge today in marketing is how to have automated personalization. And in a matter of minutes, you can generate hundreds of variations of an image, maybe each one targeting with different props, whatever, different backgrounds, targeting a niche audience. And this is something as well we are working on. Thank you for your attention.
All right, Constantin, thank you. Do we have any questions for Constantin? I actually, because you've walked me through it before. I've seen all of this, and I feel like the things you've learned, and I think that's why this is so awesome for all of you. You went through a lot of the things. Now you guys can skip by it because he's telling you. So what are you learning now? Like in terms of, you talked about how you want to test more and do more, but what is the main thing that you realize using, because obviously we know how valuable using AI for these kind of images. What's the most valuable thing you could just tell everyone when they get started, if they're going to start right from the beginning or maybe in the middle or wherever it may be in their journey?
So first, it seems very easy because with no creative skills, you're able to generate some beautiful content. But there are a lot of parameters, a lot of things to explore, and you have to put your hands in it yourself to understand better how it works. And then without the freelancers, we wouldn't have been able to do as well after that few moments and tries.
Maybe not take it all on yourself completely. Well,
No.
I know that they were meta ads. Are you thinking in terms of trying them out in different channels? Like what's the plan for the media mix?
So the reason we're using Meta is because those are static images which work better on Meta than, for example, TikTok. And also TikTok is much more, I'm mentioning TikTok because this is our second biggest channel. TikTok is much more oriented towards what is very true, like natural, just like on the fly, taking a video of you, very like realistic everyday life. So it doesn't really match with the kind of creatives we've been doing with AI.
All right. Well, Constantin, again, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you.